It's time for the Ice Queen drawing. This should be another fun one. I can't express enough how much I enjoy doing these. Here's a huge tip. When it comes to drawing the Ice Queen and any type of drawing an instance for this, a lot of artists, they'll use I don't know the word, but I call it a focal point. A lot of artists will start with the base shape, and then from there they'll measure all their proportions from that. A lot of people use the head to do that, but for the Ice Queen, being that her base, the bottom half of her dress is like huge, I'm going to start with that, because basically if you can make that simple dress shape, you can draw the rest of her because you're just following other shapes. So let's get started. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to make this fairly big again. We'll start with, I'll make this lower. And we got Prince Scumball over here just hanging out. So I'll make this shape. And start off lightly sketching. You don't want to put any finished lines down yet. The dress shape, very simple. Shape like that. It looks like a mountain. And so if you can get that, we'll get the rest of it here. Just clean this up. Kind of drawing sloppy for some reason. Like that. And then the waist is pretty skinny. It's a skinny waist. And the basic shape of the waist, you can draw it like this. Just use basic shapes. That's what I'm teaching with this one. So this almost looks like the end of a pacifier bottle thing. You know, the little milk bottles babies drink from. Kind of have that basic shape. So now that you have that shape, it's all about shapes and proportions and getting more comfortable drawing. That really is the best way I can teach. Now that you have that, you have a shoulder shape that's here. So kind of draw this shape. And this one I'm showing more with shapes, just to help understand, learn. Then another shape where it connects the shoulder. They're almost these spade shapes, like on cards. They have this and then this coming out. So I'm making this sketchy. I'm going to make this more sketchy than I usually do. Then for this one, 3 little things. You can see this. And then from that, you have the bosom area, I guess I'll call it. I don't want to, I guess I could say breast. I feel so bad if I say that though. So you have this area, and you just turn it in like that, and it's got almost this heart shape, and then another. But you can see all I'm doing right now, and this is what I love about drawing. This is what, you know, when you're drawing from imagination, you do this even more. But all I'm doing is just lightly sketching, and I'm not worried about lines being perfect. I'm not worried about things. I'm just basically capturing a likeness. I'm capturing these shapes, and this is what I love to do when I draw. So now that you got that, let's do the head, because you want to make sure the head shape is a little bigger than the body shape. So you have the body, or it's almost about the same, but make sure you bring the neck up here, and the head just comes up and kind of connects. It gets wider. And it's pretty wide. It's not wider than the body. The body is actually a little wider. Just make a shape like that, and then basically you have the major shapes down, and then you can start doing it. And then the arms that come out, they come out very skinny here. And as they get towards the bottom, they're longer. So once again, all these follow these forms and veins and shapes I'm making. And notice how it gets a lot longer towards the end here. Kind of like that. And it's funny. It really is amazing to me about drawing, because like I feel like a lot to do kind of with my personality too, but I feel like when I draw, I feel like I'm a different drawer every time. Every time I draw something, I seriously feel like I'm drawing it differently, or I'm trying different techniques. And that's what's fun about drawing. You don't always want to stick with the same thing, but for like this one, I'm drawing it very loose, and I'm sticking with basic forms. Don't worry about the hands last, but the eyes sit about halfway, so I'm just going to use a mental note. I'm not going to make a guideline. Just make a mental note halfway where the eyes sit. And I'm going to even sketch it in now, these little eyes. So they're pretty far apart. Look how far the distance is between them. And then the mouth, she's got teeth. You can make a lot of teeth. You can make it how you want. But just the mouth. And here's the big thing with her. Her hair over here overlaps. You just want to make it fluid. Or make it fancy, make it how you want to. But it overlaps the head, so the eyebrow is going to be under it. And that's kind of that's why I drew the hair first. Normally I'll draw things that are in front. For example, this is in front of the eyebrow, so I drew that before. It just helps me out so I don't have to make so many marks. That's kind of a helpful little tip. So for the eyes, let's go back to the eyebrow shape is almost this lightning bolt shape. So it comes in, and the tip of it's very skinny, and it juts out. It really juts out. You can exaggerate the length if you want. There's no rules. And this one, same thing. I'm going to make it come up. And another big, huge tip, which I kind of always mention, it's good to warm up. Do a couple of drawings before you get into a finished drawing. You can actually see with maybe these videos that I got in a little better towards the end here. And that's because I'm getting more used to the feel. I'm going to erase that so it's not one line. I'm getting more used to the feel of the paper now. My hands getting more relaxed. So now I'm doing a lot better in terms of just fluid lines and different things. So yeah, really even make a couple of practice shapes. Just practice. Get your hands feeling good before you start. And then for this shape here, and the hair goes all the way back. And it curves upward. Make it very sketchy. Then it comes under. Then on this side, this hair kind of comes out. And I'll finish it up. I'll go over all the lines, so I'm not worried about that. But look how huge the hair is. The hair is seriously almost as big as the dress itself. I'm going to even exaggerate the dress a little more. Make it a little bigger. There we go. Now it looks a little more proportioned. See how big I made the dress now? You know, have fun with it. It doesn't have to be every shape exactly proportioned. Then the crown just sits in here. 1 point, 2, 3 points. You got the jewels. There's the diamond shape there, just like the Ice King, one here and one here. So let's really flesh this out now, make it better. But for the hand, you kind of just, I'm going to do a finished quality hand because I feel pretty comfortable doing hands. But right there, and then another, and she's got these really claw-like fingers at the end. So take your time when it comes to drawing the hands. 1, and then another finger comes up. 2, 3. So that's that one hand. Then same thing on this side. Draw the hand in. Sharp pointed fingers. They look like bird hands, evil hands. Oh, I got a question for everyone. This is a good idea. I never thought of it till now. In the comments below, please let me know, who do you think is more evil, the Ice King or the Ice Queen? Which one is evil in your opinion? I'll be really curious to hear everyone's ideas on that. I gotta start making more questions in my videos. But there you got that shape. Let's flesh it out. We'll start with the arms. I'm gonna do this fairly quickly. I don't wanna spend a huge amount of time, but right in here, blacken it in. And you can see the difference. You can see the difference when you start with real fluid guidelines, the difference it makes on your final drawing versus starting with stiff lines. But as I was saying, you can really see the difference in the fluidity of the drawing now that I did guidelines, that I did, you know, that's what's fun about drawing. You don't want to make things stiff and you kind of want to do a sketch before. And this one I kind of feel like I nailed it in that sense. I actually did. But the sleeve looks like that. And 3 little pieces here. And a lot of times people, I know myself as an artist, I kind of get obsessed with making things look finished before I sketch it. And that's a pretty bad, that's kind of a bad habit I've gotten myself into. That's something I got to break. You know, because when you're doing this, you want it to look finished, of course, when it's done, but also remember that everything has to start with the sketch. Not everything just comes up and looks amazing. So remember sketching is good. Sketching is a plus. You want to get used to sketching. It makes things fluid, it makes things dynamic. So really practice sketching and don't worry about finished, precise lines. That's a huge tip for everyone. You know, like I just said, don't worry about every line being dark in the beginning. That's why drawing takes a lot of time, because you sketch, then a little jewel thing there. And right now, I'm sorry if some of this was off camera. I thought I had it centered in the freaking thing. I went back, so I'm please forgive me if a lot of it's off camera, but right now I'm going back over it, so this should help you to draw it anyway if you got the basic things. But these little pieces here, but you can see once again, if it was off camera, you can see I got the proportion of the arm, the way it's drawn. I just drew it like this, a little bit further than the dress, and I made the dress longer. So let's work on the face. So for the face, just darkening the lines. So darkening these eyebrows. And her eyes are white, so don't fill them in. You can see how long the eyebrows are. I'm so nervous now if it was off. I really hope it was on the camera. But then I'm just making the hair real nice colors, real nice thickness to it. And erase your guidelines, that's a big thing. It's amazing what little lines kind of cause things to look. Then for the mouth, make 2 teeth. I think she's got teeth like this, almost like a snake or something. She's like a snake. And for the hair, darken the hair remaining. Make it sketchy. Make the hair kind of flow and see these beautiful lines. Man, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Just by warming up. Like when I started drawing tonight, I was not happy. I was like, what is going on? I'm drawing horrible. Then I did a couple of drawings, and it's like my hand, my wrist, all the muscles are warmed up. So now I gotta feel the paper, the pencil. So really do that. Don't get discouraged, because a lot of times, I can't tell you guys enough, a lot of times I'll draw maybe 5 minutes and right away, bam, I'll get discouraged. I'm like, man, this sucks. So I'll just stop drawing. And you know, that happens a lot for me. So really try not to get discouraged. Draw a couple, get used to the idea that it may be really bad at first, and then as you start to draw more and more within the time, say about 10 minutes is a good warm-up. Your hand adjusts, like I'm blown away. Right now my hand's doing things and I'm like, holy crap, what's going on? It's like my hand's got a mind of its own right now. It's Idle Hands from that movie. Yeah, my hand! It's gonna attack my face! Oh, evil hand, I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you! Yeah. Right now I'm just doing the same side here. I'm very hyper, if you notice. I'm excited, because I'm excited about doing these drawings. I love doing these types. So I'm just making a dark Mouth darker. Make sure you don't lose those teeth that we just drew. But like I was saying, can't stress it enough. I think that's a huge tip I should have mentioned in my tips video. I think I did mention it, but barely. The diamond shapes, notice how it's just like almost like a kite. You get these little shapes, you can fill it in. So ultimately now, let me check the camera. So ultimately you got those shapes. Let's work on the dress and we'll be done. The dress kind of has this shape. It comes down, it overlaps, and it comes up pointed towards that button. Then it comes back down. It's almost like a leaf. Reminds me of a leaf shape. But gosh, I really can't stress it enough how important it is to do some practice drawings before. Sorry if I said it like a billion gazillion times. It's just, I'm like blown away right now. I really am blown away because, like I said when I first started, I couldn't even sketch a line. Like, it was horrible. And now it's like my hand it really is like my hand is just flowing with the paper, making good lines. So you got this little shape here, it kind of comes up. And erase any little marks that aren't there. Erase those guidelines. Like that. And then the bottom, all you gotta do is finish up the sides. Then the bottom, just real flat, real simple line. I'm sorry if I'm rushing right now, I just want to get it finished for you. So loop here, there's 4 total. Loop here, another one, and then one more. And that is the Ice Queen. I think I got everything. I want to just go back, really flesh it out, finish some things, shading. But ultimately, that's the final drawing, and please, for the love of all that's good, I hope it recorded that other part. Because I think the paper was over here. Oh, please tell me it recorded. Thanks, everyone, for watching. More videos on the way. Get ready for more. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it a lot.